welcome to another episode of Practical Money Magic with me, your host, Audrey Heesch, your friendly money lady. Today, we're going to chat cash flow management. Yeah. Okay, I find it really exciting. I'm not really sure where you land on the excitement scale, but it is a very big and essential part of your financial management. I always say there's four key pieces. You have cash flow management, debt management, tax compliance, and budgeting and forecasting. And arguably, cash flow management is the largest. Tax compliance is the most impactful, depending on where you're at with your debt management. But cash flow is a very large section. It sounds easy because cash flow. What do we think? We're just like, okay, cash flow, the money coming in. That tends to be what people think of when they think of cash flow management. And that's not the only piece. Yes, it's very important to know the money that's coming in. And here's the kicker. You got to know about the money going out. And that's where people are like, I don't want to look at that. And in our truly capitalistic world, we spend a lot of money. A lot of money is going out. We are very much a consumer-based industry, and so there tends to be a lot more money going out, which is why cash flow management is that tricky subject. It's like, what do I want to even start looking at that? Be honest with yourself, because what I hear time and time again is people don't want to look at these things. It's scary because they don't know what they're going to find. However, with that being said, the thing I hear more often than not, once I lovingly help people through those scary times and helping them see what their numbers are saying, a good 7 to 8 out of 10 times, they're like, that's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. And that's the beauty. There's all these stories that are going on in your head, and it can feel like it's going to be one way. And if you actually look at it, it might reaffirm what that story is. And what is that story saying about you, which is why you don't want to look at it. And that's what you get to uncover. Because again, more often than not, it's not as bad as you think. And when it is the more painful situation, that's when you're empowered. That's when you know exactly where you're at, so that you know or you have then the free space to open up what your options are. That's powerful. That's when you're able to make the power move, be like, okay, I don't like how much I'm spending on software and subscriptions. Let's look through this category. What am I actually spending each month on just subscriptions and software? How can I consolidate these? Right now, a lot of the softwares are expanding so that their capacity is doing more things. A lot of the softwares got down the rabbit hole of niching down, like everyone says, like niche down, only have one section. And so we got into this place where we have this software for this segment, and this software for this one, and this software for this one. And that's just a lot to manage and tackle. So these softwares, I'm noticing that they're been like, oh, and I can do this, and I can do this, and they're expanding what their capabilities are. So some of those subscriptions might be redundant. You might be able to get on, like, use a current subscription that might be more cost effective and one that you're wanting to use going forward. That's something to begin to look at. And that's the power of being able to know what your numbers are saying. And I'm not diminishing that there is that painful side, but the empowerment is so much more profound, because then you're starting to put your one foot in front of the other to get you out of wherever you're at. And if that's not where you want to be, you now have the free will to start moving those beautiful little feet one after the other to get out of your situation. And I've seen it time and time again. I'm not saying that it's easy. I've had many tearful conversations of just honestly defeat and not knowing what to do and feeling like, I hate to put this out there, but a failure. And I don't put that out there lightly. And I don't want anyone to feel that way or be in that situation. However, with how everything is set up, we aren't given financial literacy. We aren't taught financial literacy to set us up for success so that when we get into business, we're trying to manage our personal finances and our business finances with more than likely zero education about how to handle either of these. And so hold grace for yourself wherever you're at and start tracking. Start by tracking. If what you have is a bag full of receipts and back taxes to file, first, genuinely, you are not alone. I know some, and I've helped very successful, heart-centered, beautiful, and successful on the income side professionals get out of those situations. It's very common. I'm not putting it out there to, I don't know. I'm really trying to show that we need to collectively do more for these situations because, and that's why I'm on this mission, is to make sure that people are getting the financial literacy and the understanding for their business because everything has gotten so crazy convoluted and complicated, and laws are changing faster than ever, especially in terms of like they're just changing very, very quickly in comparison to what we're used to with laws changing. It's usually a very slow, like slow crawl, but things are just happening at a faster pace in terms of what's being expected on small businesses. And the tax codes and the 2017 tax code is set to sunset here soon. And we don't know what's going to happen with that and what changes are going to come with that on top of whatever state and local changes are happening. It's so much to tackle. I actually just got do I want to share this? Yep, I'm going to share it. So I'm a part of my local chamber of commerce. I've only gone to, I haven't, I've paid the fee to be in the Chamber of Commerce last month. I haven't fully integrated into being a part of it, so I don't want to make it sound like I'm super involved, because I'm not yet. And so they're putting on a work, or the lawyers, one of the local lawyers is putting on a workshop through the Chamber of Commerce about some of the changing laws with salary and our state sick leave program. If I didn't know that workshop was coming, and I get a ton of government emails trying to keep me up to date, but it's impossible to be able to read and retain all of the things that are always changing and coming at you all the time. And that's just my focus, like, is to make sure I'm up to date with my local and my state and the federal, because that's that's very important to me. And so I took the moral of the story is I sent out to my clients being like, hey, I'm going to attend this workshop. Let me know what questions you have. Like, if you have any questions, I want to be able to make sure I address those. And while I am learning about what these possible changes could be. Granted, I'm very, very eyeballs deep in what their situation is. And so I can generally, like, based on what the information is coming at me, I'll be able to ask my questions to tailor it to my client situations, just to make sure that everyone is taken care of, and I'm helping people that I'm managing payroll for with these changing laws and making sure that everything is on the up and up. Because and so one of my beautiful clients just emailed me this morning and was like, thanks for doing this. There's literally no way that it's not possible for us to keep up with all of these crazy changes while still running our business. And I was just like, huh, it's so true. And this is why I'm on the mission I am, to empower people with understanding what their finances are saying, to find these gaps, to find like what might be missing so that they can ask the question to a professional that is very knowledgeable and up to date with that specific line of questioning. Because there is no way for us to be able to keep track of all of these things. I had an interview with the wonderful Kimberly Tara on my summit. I think that was my last July summit. I don't remember. Anywho, she was saying, and I love that she shared this. She's like, this might be controversial, but I don't believe in, like, she understands the value of splitting up these different people that you hire to help you with different aspects of your business. I butchered all of that. But basically, she was like, have a payroll person, have a bookkeeper, have a tax professional, because these laws are changing and it's impossible to be fully up to date and fully in the know in all of these different sections without it being different people dedicated to that. And it's that can be heavy for small businesses because they're barely paying themselves more often than not. And so asking them to have a multitude of a team, which I fully agree with the lovely Kimberly's position, because it is just not possible to be 100% up to date on all of the different avenues all the time if you aren't segmenting them out. I agree with that, hands down. And that's not feasible for a lot of small businesses, especially the ones that are more in need of financial services. So that's the double-edged sword. So this is why we're talking about cash flow management. I think I went on a rant on that. But when you're able to see and understand these things, that's when you're able to get the professional that's best for you, that you need with where you're at. Because when you start tracking and start understanding both the money coming in and the money coming out, so both ways, while also understanding and tracking your mileage if that's applicable so that you get the tax deduction that's rightfully owed to you. You're tracking your bills and making sure that you have enough money covering what is coming up. You're tracking your debt and ensuring that, again, you have enough money to cover what is due. That is your obligation. Do you have the, what else can we track? Your invoices and making sure that you're collecting on money that's owed to you. And I'll be very frank, that is definitely the piece that I'm not always fantastic at, because I see how much my clients are struggling. And so it is just one of those things that is challenging to then be like, but pay me. You're not paying yourself, but pay me. As a human, I struggle with that. But, and I'm just sharing that for transparency. Like, I will always be 100% real and 100% honest. It's all I know how to be. Uh, right or wrong, that is me. More often in my life, that has been seen as a negative, but it always ends up being a very positive. So I am not shy in sharing and being transparent. I'm not, it's just so important we talk about these things, guys. Like the more we talk about it, the more we open up and are sharing what's really going on and really the ups and downs, the holes, the gaps, where we can really lift each other up and empower everyone collectively. That's when we're going to be able to make the big moves and help more people. All of this is about helping people. And you know what that starts with? Knowing the money going in and out. Uh, I think this was much more of a macro topic when I meant to be more micro, but it's challenging to really dig into finances on a podcast. So I think that's why I talk more about the conceptual. And so do please reach out if you want more of the micro or a specific topic. Don't be shy. Reach out. I'm at Graceful Penny on Instagram. I would love to hear from you. Let me know what you're thinking, what you'd like to hear, what's been helpful, what you'd like to see more of. I'd really just, this is for you. This is to make sure that you're heard and seen and getting the help that you need in a way that's beneficial. And the very last thing I want to leave you with is cash flow management works best when you have a system in place. That system is going to change from when you very first start to when you're being able to read everything and act based on not only your numbers, but your intuition and what your hopes and goals and dreams are for your business. It's going to change. And so please just start with where you're at. If that's an Excel spreadsheet, to just be like, okay, here's my income, here's my expenses, do that. Then from there, you're able to have the confidence to then get into the accounting software. From there, you're then able to use that accounting software to your benefit to gain that insight on what your numbers are saying. And then you're able to take that action. And that's exciting. That's when you're able to really be empowered by your finances. And that's the position I want to get you on. And that's where I want you to be at, because so many people feel so defeated by their finances. And more often than not, it's such a minor tweak. It's just a minor tweak to be able to release you and allow you to go to that next step that you need to be in. And I love doing that for my clients. It's so beautiful. I'm eternally grateful. I'm going through and getting testimonials from my clients right now for an exciting potential thing in the future. And I'm just humbled. This works, guys, and it's important. The more you're empowered by your finances, the better off you're going to be. Because the finances aren't going away unless we have an apocalypse. I don't know. Zoom. What do you call when the zombies come? I think that's the apocalypse. I don't know why that, I don't know. Unless something big happens to where we're just trading goods, money's here to stay. And I don't foresee that taking place in the next, well, depends how November goes. Let's be real. And that's another thing. Just one quick thing. The next couple months are going to be batshit crazy. And things are changing rapidly. And it's really hard to keep up with everything on top of keeping up with your business, on top of keeping up with the changing laws, and on top of keeping up with whatever you have going on in your life and any projects. Like, whoa, everyone's changing right now. Everyone is changing a lot and having big monumental changes from everything I see and everyone I'm talking to. There really isn't anyone that's just like, good, I'm just sitting here one thing at a time. Everyone I know, big, massive changes either in their personal life or in their business. And so then we have our election coming up, which is, oh, I could have a whole new episode on that. Um, I've already, my position's been clear enough. From what I'm hearing about Kamala's position on Palestine, I'm much more confident in voting that way, especially seeing her VP pick and not the other side. I am a proud childless cat lady, and I am so proud of that. I don't want to change, and I am so proud of the moms that are my friends and my colleagues and how they manage what they manage. And I am proud of myself for managing what I manage and standing up for what's true to me. Both can be true at the same time. Just both can be true at the same time. So that is my spiel. I think that should be it. I should be done. So that's what I have for you today. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. And as always, you can reach out to me on Instagram at Graceful Penny. Let me know what you're enjoying, what you want to see more of. I'm excited to bring you anything and everything to make sure that you're empowered with your finances and understanding these nuances and embracing where you're at without feeling shame. There's enough shame and blame and guilt in this society. Nope. Let's just help you figure out where you're at and let's get you to that next step that you want to be at. Get you to that next level of being fully supported by your finances and your accounting software and just your next steps. So let me know what questions you have, and I will look forward to seeing you next week or next time, every other week. Bye, guys.